What is going on, guys? Smooth Racing here, back with a brand new video, and today we have a very different video, as today we are doing a F1 2014 season without Mercedes. So basically then, in this video, we'll be going through the season without Mercedes and also the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship, and how that would look if Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton did not take part in the whole season. And that basically means, for example, in the latest race that Felipe Massa would have won, basically going through every race and just telling you how much the race would have changed up and down the grid if both of the Mercedes cars wouldn't have been involved. This is basically a lot of people saying, dominance isn't good for Formula 1, but I'm just kind of showing you that Mercedes dominance, is that really, are they really, if they were out of the sport, would domination still be in Formula 1? But we'll have to see. Anyway, then let's get on with the season review then. A season review without Mercedes. So we start off then in Australia, and Kevin Magnussen on his debut in Formula 1 taking the victory from his teammate McLaren 1-2 for the first time in a very long time. Magnussen picking up 25 points and of course led the championship. Adrian Sutil down in 10th, picked up his points, our first point of the season of course. In the season with Mercedes, he has failed to score points, so Adrian Sutil picking up a point there in 10th. We headed to Malaysia, where Sebastian Vettel took the full 25 points as he won from Alonso, Nico Hülkenberg on his first F1 career podium, followed by Jenson Button, Felipe Massa, Bottas, Magnussen, Fiat, Romain Grosjean in 9th, and Kimi Räikkönen nicked the last point in 10th. Then we move on to Bahrain, one of the greatest races of the season with Mercedes, but without Mercedes it's still been a really good cracker. Sergio Perez taking his maiden F1 victory, a crazy circumstance to think about, but he would have actually won it, of course, if both Mercedes cars weren't running. He won from Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Vettel, Massa, Bottas, Alonso, Räikkönen, Fiat and Romain Grosjean once again picking up a point down in 10th. Then the field headed to China. Fernando Alonso won there for the second time in a row. He took the full 25 points from Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, Nico Hülkenberg, Bottas, Räikkönen, Perez, Fiat, Button and Verne. The field then headed to Spa, where Daniel Ricciardo picked up his maiden F1 victory from his teammate Sebastian Vettel. Then it was Bottas further down the field. Both from the McLarens creeped into the points in 9th and 10th. Then we went to Monaco, where Daniel Ricciardo once again won from Alonso. Hülkenberg doing a very good job to get a third place. Marcus Ericsson scored Caterham's first ever points, as did Jules Bianchi, who actually finished 7th, picking up 6 points. Once again, Daniel Ricciardo managed to win in Canada. He won from Vettel, Button, Hülkenberg, Alonso, Bottas, Verne, Magnussen, Räikkönen and Perez. Then we moved to Austria, where Bottas led the first Williams 1-2 of the season. And Perez getting a very brilliant 4th place. As we look further down, Pastor Maldonado picked up his first point of the season in 10th. Moving on to Silverstone, where Valtteri Bottas made it 2 wins out of 2. Also 2 wins in 2 races as he won in Silverstone from Ricciardo, Button, Vettel, Alonso, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Fiat, Verne and Sergio Perez. As we move on into the season, and Bottas once again wins in Germany from Vettel, Alonso and Ricciardo in 4th. Further down the field we saw Maldonado picking up his second point of the season. Then we moved on to the final race of the first half of the year, where Daniel Ricciardo managed to win from Alonso, Massa, Räikkönen, Vettel, Bottas, Verne, Button and Sutil doing a brilliant job to get 9th and 2 points for the Sauber F1 team to add to their points tally for the season in their charge to try and beat Marussia. First race of the second half of the season, and Daniel Ricciardo is back on the top step of the podium from Bottas. Räikkönen getting his first podium of the season in 3rd, followed by Vettel, Button, Alonso, Perez, Fiat, Hülkenberg and Jean-Eric Verne completing the top 10. Moving on to the latest round in Monza, and Felipe Massa picked up his first win of the F1 2014 season, followed by his teammate Valtteri Bottas, Ricciardo, Vettel, Sergio Perez having another brilliant result in 5th, followed by Button, Räikkönen, Magnussen, Fiat and Hülkenberg. So what an extraordinary season it has been with Mercedes, but as I proved there, it would have been an equally extraordinary season without Mercedes, with so many different winners such as Massa, Magnussen, Perez. It's been so great to see a lot of them taking victories. But of course, let's look at the drivers' standings now, and much like Mercedes are dominating, Daniel Ricciardo is actually dominating in the driver's standings. He's got quite a commanding lead over second place. He's actually got a 34 point lead over Valtteri Bottas. Ricciardo with 214 points. Then it's Bottas in second, Fernando Alonso in third, Sebastian Vettel in fourth. Then it's Button, Hulkenberg, Massa, Sergio Perez, race winner in Bahrain, followed by Raikkonen, Magnussen, race winner in Australia, Fiat, who is actually ahead of Verne in this alternative F1. Romain Grosjean in 13th, actually picking up 19 points, as opposed to the 8 he would have scored with a season with Mercedes. 14th was Jules Bianchi, who managed to pick up 6 points, all of those, of course, coming in that amazing performance in Monaco. Then it was followed by Sutil, Marcus Ericsson, Pastor Maldonado, Esteban Gutierrez, Chilton, Kobayashi, Lotterer, the final four, all failing to score points as we look to the Constructors' Championship, where Red Bull lead from Williams, Ferrari in third. In fourth place, it was McLaren. Then in fifth place, it's Force India, followed by Toro Rosso in sixth. Lotus F1 team in seventh, followed by Marussia, Sauber, and in the final points paying positions final place in the Constructors' Championship is Caterham, with their sole 2 points earned by Marcus Ericsson in Monaco. So we've seen then it's been a really interesting season, but the championship, like we've seen in real life, hasn't been close at all. If it wasn't Mercedes dominating, then it'd been Red Bull dominating. We might have had a lot of different race winners and a lot of very close races, but in the championship, Ricciardo looked, to really have the edge over the rest. Of course, it'd be great to see how this championship would look at the end of the year, and of course, depending on results, Bottas, Alonso, Vettel, maybe even Button are still in a chance of winning this championship without Mercedes. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of fun. I know you could say, obviously team orders could have affected this, and if Mercedes wouldn't have been in some races, then, I don't know, they wouldn't have blocked people, and, the qualifying order would have been different, people would have stayed out of trouble. But, it's all just a bit of fun, so just take it for what it is. But anyway, I'm Be Racing then. I really hope you've enjoyed. Be sure to put down in the comment section below how your favourite driver did, and which season do you prefer, season with Mercedes or season without Mercedes. Let me know. Anyway, I'm Be Racing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.